First Presbyterian Church of Salt Lake City has nurtured the lives of generations of worshippers and served the community since 1871. In honor of 150 years of mission and ministry, we're raising funds to ensure the future of our historic building, to keep it available as a spiritual home and community gathering place, and to help our homeless neighbors receive a warm welcome when moving into their own homes.
Presbyterian missionaries arrived in Utah in June 1869, ministering to workers on the first transcontinental railroad. By November of 1871, Utah's first pastor, Reverend Josiah Welch, with 12 congregation members, established the first Presbyterian church in the Salt Lake Valley. After meeting in private homes, public halls, a skating rink, and a room above the livery stable, First Pres dedicated its inaugural church building on the corner of 2nd South and 2nd East in Salt Lake City on October 11, 1874.
By 1896, following Utah's statehood, the congregation decided to build a new church home on the corner of C Street and South Temple. Its landmark red sandstone was cut from Red Butte Canyon above Fort Douglas and hauled to the C Street site by wagon. By the time the historic church building was formally dedicated in 1905, the membership exceeded 700 people.
Over the years, additions were made to the original structure. In 1957, the church expanded to the north to support Christian education classes, and the interior was modernized. A major renovation of the building was undertaken at the turn of the past century, including significantly upgrading the sanctuary.
First Presbyterian is a vibrant part of the greater Salt Lake area. Over the years, First Presbyterian's ministries and programs have expanded to include 2 worship services each week, host numerous community events, including the annual Kirkin of the Tartan and Scottish Festival to celebrate Presbyterian Scottish heritage. It's very common for Presbyterians to establish schools. The predecessor of Westminster College, the Salt Lake Collegiate Institute, opened in the basement of FPC in 1875. Our church is still in the education business, having operated the nationally accredited C Street Child Development Center for children ages 0 to 5 since the early 1970s.
We are a Christ-centered community of faith. Our mission is to love God, love others, and make disciples. As a diverse community of believers from all across the Wasatch Front, we're a congregation with deep faith, worship, and music traditions.
We welcome all who yearn for meaning, long for God's grace, and are looking for a place of welcome. As FPC's newest pastor, I personally invite you and your family to join us in our beautiful building for traditional and contemporary services each week.
The sanctuary at First Presbyterian Church is noted for its fine acoustics. It is a sought-after performance venue, hosts fundraising and free community concerts, like the annual Vivaldi by Candlelight concert, and many other vocal and instrumental recitals. We are also the home of the Salt Lake Scots Pipe Band, and they join us in our annual Scottish celebration at the end of every October. I've been the organist here for 22 years. Let me tell you about it. The pipes you see are from the Bennett organ of 1908. That organ, with care, maintenance, and some revisions, served the church for nearly 100 years. In 1999, the Bennett pipework was removed and put into storage, with the dream of one day incorporating the old pipes into the new Rogers digital organ, which is here today. The Rogers sounds magnificent, but it is only part of the dream. Nevertheless, great things are happening here in the First Presbyterian Sanctuary.
Serving the community is key to our congregation's identity. The historic building hosts numerous community and support groups, such as Scout Troop 34 for over 100 years, as well as Alcoholics Anonymous, Workaholics Anonymous, Sex Addicts Anonymous, and more. We also partner with Crossroads Urban Center, St. Vincent de Paul Center, Ronald McDonald's House, and so many more in serving our vulnerable members of our community. Our congregation reaches out to individuals without a home through Pamela's Closet, a storehouse for clothes and supplies for our homeless friends.
I'm not a member of First Pres, but it has changed my life and that of my family. Over the last 17 years, I've been aided in my sobriety through a 12-step group that meets at the church. At the same time, my son joined the Cub Scouts when he was just 6. As he grew up and I grew in my sobriety, I became a scout leader and watched my boy travel all the way to Eagle Scout in 10 years. Since then, I've maintained my sobriety one step at a time and continued to serve as Assistant Scoutmaster. My son is studying engineering in college. Both the 12-step programs and scouting have changed my life. Thank you, First Pres, for supporting these groups that are open to all in the community.
As an integral part of downtown Salt Lake City, First Presbyterian Church brings the community together in so many ways. We want to ensure that this magnificent historical landmark can be faith and community home for many more generations. Through the 150th Anniversary Capital Campaign, we are raising funds to restore and protect the building's red sandstone exterior, upgrade mechanical systems such as air conditioning to be more energy efficient, and offer a welcome space to each person who walks through the doors, and to secure the church's long-term ability to serve the community.
The first major initiative, Restore, includes restoring and protecting the exterior of the building. We'll be restoring the stonework by pressure washing the exterior, replacing damaged stone, repairing mortar joints, and applying water repellent. Finally, we'll remove the fragile terracotta features such as the gargoyles and florets and replace missing pieces. The second major initiative, Preserve, includes replacing the outdated HVAC mechanical systems, including the ventilation, air conditioning, and heating systems, as well as the installation of insulation and attic fans to increase energy efficiency throughout the building. An additional project includes upgrading the basement kitchen to include ENERGY STAR certified appliances. The process has begun to refresh, modernize, and refurbish the common areas to be more inviting to all that use this spiritual home and community space. We have updated paint colors, installed new flooring, and replaced worn furniture.
As part of our ministry to serving the least of them in our community, we collaborate with homeless and community service providers. As part of our 150th anniversary celebration, we led a project to assemble home warming kits to welcome our homeless friends who are moving into their own housing. 10% of gifts from congregation members to the 150th anniversary campaign are being allocated to help welcome others home and provide for future ministry projects serving people without a home. First Presbyterian is so grateful to exist for the benefit of its non-members as well as its members.
The congregation of First Presbyterian Church of Salt Lake City is proud of its heritage and invites our community to ensure that its programs and ministries continue for many years to come. Donations and contribution to the 150th anniversary campaign at any level will be gratefully and thankfully received. Please join us in restoring and preserving this historic and unique community gem.
As we start our second 150 years, I invite you to join us as part of Jesus' rescue mission here in Salt Lake.
Here at First Pres, we could not be more thankful for the rich history of worship and service we've been a part of in Salt Lake City for over 150 years. This place has made a remarkable difference to so many people for so long. Now, as we aim to move into this next season as a church, we want to ensure that we are well prepared for a continued and vibrant future here. And so we hope you'll give generously and help us do just that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Feel free to come to a church service and hear the organ.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we appreciate your help.